Hey guys, and welcome to the next tutorial for certified ethical hacking. So in this tutorial I will be going through the basics of Kali Linux, but before I proceed I would like to show you a few other distributions that are actually good. So you might have searched similar thing on the internet related to these things. Let's say for example you might have tried top security distributions, and you might have got a lot of other things like let's say I'll just go ahead and show it out to you rather than that. For example, OpenBSD and all those things, but those are not penetration distribution. Those are for servers. So the best thing, Backbox is also very good. You can straight away go ahead and download that as well. But I normally don't use Backbox because I find it that it has very less tools as compared to Kali Linux. And actually the awesomeness of Kali Linux has actually overshadowed the Backbox, but it's not that bad. It's lightweight, much more lighter than Kali Linux. It has less tools however, but it's actually decently good. So you can also go ahead and download that. Then we have one more awesome distribution that is known as Arch Linux, but it is not purely for beginners. However, hell, it is even not even good for, I would say, as intermediate persons, because you would need to, you can straight away go ahead and download this, but Arch Linux is only useful when you're actually creating your own distribution. That's what it is exactly. Your own kernel, your own formatting part of your each and every other hard disk, and a lot of other things. So you need to have a good or decent amount of knowledge for using Arch Linux before even for installing that. Using that is totally separate tool, because half of the time you will see yourself keep on debugging this Arch distribution. That's what I found myself. That's why I straight away switched to Kali Linux, because when you're into penetration testing a field, you cannot just go ahead and simply waste your time on installing things. You need to actually go ahead and try to penetrate these things. So this is one more good distribution, and but the only thing I isn't Kali Linux is because I have Kali Linux on my cell phone. That's 1+1 as well. So that's one more reason why I use Kali Linux, because it's not only on my computer, it's also in my, let's say for example, my cell phone, so that it's easier for me to go ahead and migrate from one place to another to SSH, or to use tunneling to go from my cell phone to my computer, and a lot of other things. And these things are quite useful when you're actually a penetration tester, because there are some times where you cannot actually take your laptop everywhere, or because let's say for example you even have your laptop, it will, how much time will it work? 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours at tops. So but that's not the thing with our cell phone. It works for a long amount of time, and it's actually very much portable than carrying totally big laptop. Besides, the other thing is that it's actually quite, you can also go and hide it, that it's not that hard to go and hide these things, especially when you're a penetration tester. So these are the things that I would like to tell you. Now coming back to our Kali version, in this tutorial I will be teaching you that after you have gathered access to your victim's computer, then how you go ahead and get more information about that. The first thing would be to install SSH into your own computer. That's Open SSH server, and another SSH server to his computer. So the first thing that I would like to teach you would be to how to go ahead and install that. So I'll just type apt get install open SSH server. No, okay, open SSH server. And just remember that whatever I install over here, as soon as my virtual machine gets closed, all of these things which I have installed or updated or upgraded, they will all be vanished. Nothing of these will remain on my computer. If in case you want to make a Kali live distribution similar to this, which you want to use without installing, but you want to keep files inside that, then I would recommend you to go ahead and use a 32 gigs or a 16 gigs, let's say for example a flash drive, and use it as a persistent file. There is a specific, let's say for example, you can go to the Kali Linux persistent page, and you can go ahead and gather information about that as to how can you go ahead and install Kali Linux persistently on your so what this does exactly, no matter what you do, everything you do will be encrypted and it will be saved in your Kali. So you can straight away connect it to any computer and start your persistent file. That means you can go ahead and save anything and it will not get deleted from your USB drive. And the best part about is that the encryption is actually very good if you ask me, and it will not a single person will be able to go ahead and straight away able to crack it. And the other thing about that is that this encryption is foolproof, so if anyone tries to actually mess with it, it will straight away go ahead and destroy all the information inside that. That's actually very good. I don't remember what it is called exactly. Just let me check the encryption part over here. Yeah, Luke's encryption. Yeah, that's what I was searching for. So this is a Luke's encryption, which is actually very good, and it will straight away go ahead and destroy the encryption in case someone tries to lurk around it. So I'll just go back over here and to my Kali, and I'll teach you how to go ahead and install the OpenSSH server. Just install this and hit enter. Okay, perfect. So as you can see, it's already installed by default. So I'll just go ahead and click on SSH. So what this does is that it will open a terminal to your victim's computer. It does not matter whether it is let's say it's Windows or Linux. It will open a terminal for their computer, and you can execute commands from over here itself, even commands like copying and all those things. So I'll just type SSH and see what all information are there. So these are things that we can use to go ahead and gather access to our victim's computer. But there are a few things that I would ask you to go ahead and change before actually going and directly connecting to your victim's computer. Most of the time it's port 22, which is always open, and normally hackers only look for that. So yeah, whether it's your system or your victim system, I would suggest you to go ahead and change that. So the first thing we would be doing is we would be going inside this etc folder over here that you can see, this specific folder. So I'll just type cd/etc and I'll type ls. So I need to go over here into the SSH part over here, which you probably won't be able to see. So I'll just close this. I'll type cd ssh tab and enter, and I'll type ls. So these are the things that actually are there. So I need to actually go ahead and change a lot of these things over here. So I'll just type dpkg asterisk reconfigure and I'll just go ahead and type over here ssh underscore host asterisk. And as you can see, you can straight away go ahead and okay, I don't think dpkg package is installed as of now, but you can straight away go ahead and use this command to go ahead and reconfigure the MD5 keys that is by default generated. And the next thing that you would have to do is to go ahead and assign an IP address so that you can go ahead and connect it from anywhere. So you can just type over here as you can use any text editor. As of now, I'm using gedit or Nano. Nano is a terminal inbuilt text editor. So you can just type nano and sshd underscore config, and this is the file that we need to edit, and not the ssh config. We need to edit the sshd config file. So I'll just tab, and this will open the text editor over here. The things that you see over here are the same thing that you would see in case I open it through a graphical text editor through, let's say for example, gedit space, and it will open it the same thing over here as you can see. So I won't be using this because probably when you are actually gathering into getting information from someone else's computer, gedit won't work because the only thing that works over there is terminal and nothing else. So I would, however, at any point of time would ask you to go ahead and use the Nano text editor file.